Thank you so much for tuning in to She Loves Thee podcast. I am She Loves Thee, and I am here with head coach James Colzie III here at the 2025 SWAC Media Day. This is his second year as head coach at FAMU. Thank you so much for coming and talking to me today.
Thanks for having me today.
The segment is called Striking Conversations with FAMU head coach Colzie. So
Yes.
you went 7-5 last year, and you
that's
are.
the second time you said that already.
I'm getting ready to finish the
I
question.
know. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying that's a good record to build up off of.
Well, the challenge we had a little bit last year, but we know what the expectations are in Tallahassee as well.
Yes. So what have you done? Well, I've seen some recruiting.
Yes.
What have you done offensively and defensively to build off of last season's winning season?
Well, I'll say this. I think, being a part of the staff in 23 and then 22, and then looking at the teams that were built at that time, I think last year's team, we lacked the how big we could have been or the strength of our trenches, right? Our offensive line and defensive line, in my opinion, was not necessarily at the standard that we needed it to be. So we had to definitely upgrade in those positions. Now, to go along with some of the guys that we have returning, but the biggest thing was we need to get bigger, stronger in those positions, because there was times last year where we had a hard time trying to stop the run. There was times last year when we had the ability to run, right? Well, we didn't have the ability to run the football. So, those are a couple of things that we needed to make sure we addressed. Our skill positions, our linebackers, our DBs, things of that nature. We got a pretty good group right there, but the trenches is something that we need to make sure that we improved upon.
And so, speaking of trenches, that's who you bought to SWAC Media Day, Ashton Grable and Davion Westmoreland. Yep. Can you speak to those young men and why you chose them for SWAC Media Day and what they bring to your team?
Well, Ashton Grable is a two-time All-SWAC player, right? I mean, he was first team last year, first team the year before that, on a couple of All-American lists. Then you got Davion Westmoreland, who more than likely to be, he was preseason and all conference. More than likely to be an all-conference player as well. But, it's for us to be where we need to be. Everyone asked about, who won it last year, why they won it last year. Jack State won it last year. Yes, great quarterback, great skill, but they were the best team at the offensive line position. They were the best team at the defensive line position. They won the SWAC because of how they were in the trenches and being able to run the football and stop the run at the times that they needed to do it. So, but for us to be at that part, we got to make sure we're solid in those two positions, and we, in my opinion, addressed that through recruiting this past season.
And what get-back games are marked on your schedule this year?
Wow, the first one for sure, obviously going down to Miami and playing Howard, and an Orange Boston Classic, a game that I feel FAMU should be playing in every year. Obviously homecoming is something that everyone wants to make sure we take a look at. The Bethune-Cookman game, obviously the Florida Classic. But I think it's we're playing North Carolina Central, we're playing Alabama State, we got Jackson State at home, but I think for us we can't worry about having games marked. We got to take care of the games that we play week in and week out. And so for me, Howard is the one that we're definitely worried about at this stage.
You hit it out the ballpark with with Richardson last year at the QB, but he only had 1 year of eligibility. Yep. So what changes or tweaks did you make on the offensive side of the ball? More importantly, your quarterback.
Well, I think, we, like you mentioned, we were in this position, same position last year, right? Trying to find out who was going to replace Musa. So I thought we did a good job, obviously, with Daniel Richardson. He was an all-conference player and things of that nature. I think the guys that we brought in right now, R.J. Johnson, Jet Petty, Tyler Jefferson, those are three guys that can fit that mold as well. But, we're going to have to definitely lean on the run game early in the year. We got a guy like Dap Franklin he was preseason first team, and he easily could be a first-team all-conference running back. And then, you got Bo Somerset, a guy that did a great job for us last year. And then we brought a young man in named Jamal Haley, who was at Western Michigan, who can hopefully give us that punch as far as with the ability he has to run. So, those are the things I think we have the ability to do. But at FAMU, the quarterback is the most important position, in my opinion, and he's just got to be able to make sure he take care of the football and make those timely throws when needed.
All right. Thank you so much, Coach Colzie,
That's all you
for
got?
coming.
That's all you got for
me? You can ask more.
I'm with you. Let's do it.
I didn't know.
Let's do it.
I saw you.
We're good.
Okay, good.
We're good.
Yay. So if y'all have questions for Coach Colzie, so yeah, I didn't want to.
We're good.
A lot of folks.
We've been waiting the whole time. I mean, you've been waiting on me.
Okay, let's play. Let me see if I can get these opening questions. So I'm gonna ask you some opening questions, and I want to get your thoughts on it. Okay. So, blitz on third and long or play it safe with zone?
Third and long, play it safe. We'll keep it in front, make a tackle.
Run first identity or pass heavy swagger?
Run first.
A field goal to win or a 2-point conversion to seal it?
Field goal to win.
If you weren't a coach, what would you be?
Wow. An athletic director.
Call a trick play early or save it for the fourth?
Trick play early.
If you're doing a coin toss, do you receive or defer?
We always defer.
Always defer?
Always defer.
And this year, you said that you're going to be doing some defensive play calling.
Yeah, I'll call the defense. You know, we got a great defensive staff. Coach Kendrick Thompson, we brought in as a defensive coordinator. Last year, learning how to be a head coach and being able to do the types of things that I needed to do, take care of that position first. But, you know, I'll be calling the defense this year. Coach Burris will be calling the offensive plays. Coach Weston is our special teams coordinator. He'll handle our special teams, and then I'll be calling the defense.
And you, how much more did you beef up those trenches this year to open up the game for this season? Because we saw Ash. I just saw Ashton Grable.
Yeah. Well, you know, we got Charles Davis is a returning guy, and but you know, we brought about 4 or 5 offensive linemen in. I brought another 4 or 5 defensive linemen in. We had to make sure we took care of the trenches. We didn't do a great job of that last year, and that's something that we had to make sure we addressed.
Coach, your upcoming schedule has Jackson State, a preseason top FCS opponent, and North Carolina Central. Is this a preseason high voter getter? Is this stiff schedule stressful, or is it more of iron sharpening iron?
Well, you know, we're playing both those teams in the middle of the season. You know, both those teams, and as us as well, we could be at different points of our season at that time, right? So,
right.
You know, but for us, we wanted to make sure we're playing the best opponents we could. But you know, those are 2 very, very good football teams. You know, 2 teams you probably could see in a Celebration Bowl as long as us as well. But we just wanted to make sure we put the best schedule forward, and I think we did a good job of that.
All right.
That's it.
Which classic are you more excited to play? The Florida Classic or the Orange Blossom Classic? Which one do you?
Well, I'm going to say the first one, but I understand the last one. The first one, because that's the first game of the year, but Florida Classic, man, that could change families. You know, mess around and lose those. But the best answer is the first one, because that's the first game of the year. But I definitely understand the importance of the Bethune-Cookman game.
All right, you guys, and there you have it. It's Coach Colzie of the FAMU Rattlers. Are you going to strike for us today?
Always strike, and strike again.
All right. Thank you, Coach.